Hi, I'm Devin Spear, and this is the Disruption Weekly video recap for July 19th, 2024. We're going to begin this week with OpenAI. They have revealed their 5 steps to artificial general intelligence. It's kind of a cool roadmap where they are saying, in essence, we haven't made as much progress as I and others have assumed, according to their conservative model. And I'm not sure this is really official, maybe it was leaked, but the 5 steps really are these 5 different levels. Level 1 was chatbots, which we probably were experiencing at some point in the early 2022 range with tools like GPT-3. The reasoners of level 2, the name they've come up with is called reasoners because they do problem solving across a broad range of topics. So that's where we are today, in essence, is the level where we have ChatGPT 4.0, Claude 3.5, Sonnet 3.5. And then we were going to move to the level of the agents, which is maybe GPT-5 when it's announced later this year, possibly next year. And then on beyond that, you have level 4, the innovators, where it is equal to or greater than all human knowledge, which is kind of cool. That's moving into the artificial general intelligence range, where it's a partner in creation. And then the level 5, they are labeling the organizations, where it really is doing the work of a group of humans. So, good news if you're worried about the dystopian future of AGI destroying humanity. It's not happening as fast as we thought, but don't be surprised when things pop up out of the blue because we have these spikes of progress. One of those examples in terms of a spike of progress is a company I've been following for a couple of years called Volocopter. Volocopter is a French-based eVTOL manufacturer. eVTOL stands for Electronic Vertical Takeoff and Landing. I saw these guys exhibiting at the Consumer Electronics Show for many years in a row in Vegas. Well, they've just now been approved to have flights at the Paris Olympics, which I believe is next week, later this month in July. And this is going to take off from a little vertiport near Paris, move people back and forth, 2 passengers at a time. In essence, you're flying in a human-sized electronic drone. It goes 68 miles an hour, carries 2,000 pounds. The 2 passengers are in autonomous mode. So you're in this vehicle and it's flying itself, or 1 passenger with a pilot. They've been flying all over the world in test flights. It actually had a series of flights in Manhattan. So you're going to see this gain mass adoption as more and more cities, municipalities get comfortable with the idea of eVTOLs. It has a lot of advantages compared to traditional air transport like helicopters. So if you happen to be in Paris, check out the Volocopter there. Speaking of Paris and the Olympics, there's a legendary sports announcer that our younger audience might not know. His name is Al Michaels. Al Michaels is an iconic voice of NBC. For decades, he was doing and did all the Olympics. Well, he's in retirement now and didn't feel like going to Paris and doing the show live. So he has licensed his voice, I guess given permission to use his voice as an AI clone for the NBC Peacock app and the NBC Universal app, where they're going to have 5,000 hours of coverage, and his voice will narrate up to 7 million personalized highlight packages. So you can get a little taste of his voice right here.
Morning fan. Let's head right to the pool. Team USA secured a stunning victory in the men's 4x100 meter medley relay.
That is his real voice, the way he's always sounded to my recollection, but now it's on demand and can be infinitely repurposed. So imagine what else is going to happen. We talked about this before around the political scene, where you're going to have people using, deep fakes. Well, this is not a fake because Al Michaels approved it. In the category of AI shopping assistants, Amazon has rolled out a product named Rufus. What a cool name. Every AI product has to have an interesting, one-word name. Rufus is your shopping assistant. You can ask it questions about any Amazon product. It's powered by the product description, reviews, and community Q&A, as well as it can suck information from the public internet to answer your questions. I've got it in a beta form on my Amazon app, or maybe it's in beta for all users. It's just the beginning of shopping assistants So check out the Amazon app and see if it shows up for you. It's in the bottom right-hand corner. If you can see on the screen that little orange and blue icon, you can ask Rufus questions about, the ultimate, sneakers, tennis racket, barbecue grill, book reviews, whatever. I can't make up enough things fast enough. A to Z. Amazon is taking the lead of shopping assistants. In the category of big thinkers and iconic business strategists, there's a guy named Geoffrey Moore, who I hope you are familiar with his work and his iconic book called Crossing the Chasm. In this Forbes article, he weighed in on saying that, hey, AI is moving fast, but not as fast as everybody thinks, kind of in relation to that 5-step plan that we talked about a minute ago. Just like his book and what ultimately became the Gartner hype cycle, he says we're in this category of the peak of inflated expectations, which is kind of commonly known as the early curve of the hype cycle. So after that is this trough of disillusionment. It just simply means that big corporations, and he cites this in the article, most of the Fortune 500 are legacy companies. They're companies that have been around for decades, so they're very slow to adapt and adopt new technologies. So Moore says that the key is not evangelizing and hyping it like what I constantly do, is to put it into motion and to put it into action, start using it, and we'll move through the hype cycle faster than the adoption of the public web, was his reference, almost akin to the adoption of the iPhone. So I think there's a cool, interesting data points for the iconic Geoffrey Moore to weigh in on AI adoption. And finally, in the category of the blockchain, there are a lot of decentralized segments or networks within blockchains. Decentralized finance is the big one. DEXs, decentralized exchanges. Well, there's another category called DePIN. DEPIN stands for physical infrastructure. And DePIN is most famously known so far for a mobile wireless app or network itself, called Helium, and I happen to have a Helium network running at my house. I earn tokens and credits, the Helium token, which is exchanged, just like any other cryptocurrency token. But I earn these credits by people sending and receiving 5G wireless data on my tiny little access point in my 1,000 meter range. It's relatively trivial, but I'm earning tokens for just providing electricity. Well, you can do the same thing with this manufacturer creating a new network. The company's called, I assume it's pronounced DIMO, D-I-M-O, and they're creating a decentralized physical infrastructure network around the automobile and car ownership, which is really interesting. It's moving physical assets into the blockchain. And why would you do this? Well, you can earn tokens. If you're sharing your data privately, autonomously, they've got a whole encrypted concept around privacy. But you're also getting really cool insight about your car's performance, metrics around the car's status, as well as future things like title insurance, financing your car, a lot of services like DMV, which is something everybody detests, going to the DMV to get your new registration. And you can earn tokens and rewards. So it sounds confusing and vague if you're not into anything that is blockchain connected to the real world, but this is the beginning of a whole litany of DePIN, decentralized physical infrastructure devices, moving onto the blockchain for an array of reasons. It's worth reading the article and start thinking about how you would adapt something you do in your business or your life to the blockchain, because it does have literally unlimited upside potential. This is the beginning of what's called real world assets, RWA on the blockchain, moving things like real estate to the blockchain. So check out that article, see if you're interested. That's it for this week, July 19th, 2024, Disruption Weekly. I hope you get value from the content here. And please, as always, subscribe, tell your friends. And until next week, have a great week or weekend. Thank you.